definition of mentoring is inspiring on the first place with experience, and if I'm looking and remembering the mentors that I have in my life, that was the first thing. They inspire me to be brave, to be bold, to think out of the box, and then they showing me some examples from their experience that actually confirm that. So on the first place, I think that if we decide to have a mentor, or if we are mentoring someone else, that is the main question. Does this person inspire me to give best of me, to be better, to use the maximum of my potential, and then to put that in the practical field and to see the results of that. So for being mentor, of course, it's not easy, and of course it's not easy for being mentored, because it's a question of being flexible and being able to listen others. And not only those who we are mentoring, but also the listening. I think it's very often most important that what we are talking. So it's a creative process, and it's a learning process, but it's also a process of inspiration, and we are inspiring each other in that process. So it's like a win-win situation. My first mentor was my father. He was the one who showed me inspired me to look at the certain books, to listen certain music, to educate myself. But the main message what my first mentor, my father, gave me, it was you can do whatever you want, just if you really decide that, and you are able with your two hands, or man or woman are able with two hands to create wonderful things. And that is like treasure that I'm bringing with me through all these years, and I'm so grateful that I have that kind of mentoring from my first mentor. From mentoring relationship, I think that the most important thing is that actually you start to knowing yourself better. Because through the challenging that your mentor is putting you through, you see yourself better in a way that you see your downs and your ups, and you are facing yourself with it's like mirroring. Mentoring is a kind of mirroring, and you see better yourself. And for me that was the most important thing. The mentoring is actually helping you to know yourself better. When I'm approaching others to mentor them, it's first asking questions. And from asking questions, actually I'm guided, let's say, by them with what their needs are. And through that process I'm trying to, let's say, gently navigate and influence in a field that I think that that person can see their strengths. And I think that the most important thing is to show the positive side and the strength of the person in certain situation, because as I can see from my experience, people are very often it looks like they have bond with the negative perception, and it's very difficult to create something good from negative perception, especially I think in this area, or generally in business, people tend to be very critical, and they think that from the critics something good will develop. Or another thing is that if you want to solve some problem, you have to go to analyze it to the details. I have completely opposite opinion from that. I think that the solution from certain problem is when you go far from picture, not close the picture, because you have to see the whole and how is connected with everything. And also, I don't think that being critical is very often helpful. And to show the strength in that situation, and let's say each coin has two sides, and to show that there is another side of that how you can learn from this experience, even if it looks like negative one, can open and enlightenment all that situation. So in approaching mentoring, I think it's very important to be flexible and to always look at the solution, and there is always actually a solution. If I can give one example of that, is for example situation when one of my employees is coming to me to the certain problem, and she is worried about very much, and she thinks all the challenges and all the problems that's coming from that. So what she was expecting, or people usually expect in that situation, that I'm talking immediately about that. But first, what I will do, I will switch from that. I will talk about something completely different, what it looks that is completely different, how you can see yourself in some different situation, how other things are functioning, just to show in that example that this, what it looks like a problem, is not everything that exists. There is so many things to exist. And then the next step is when you show that this is just part of so many things, then the next thing is that this problem is not so concentrated anymore. It starts to melting, because it starts to be not as a separate thing that is connecting with all other things. And then we are trying to look at what we can learn actually from that, what this experience is bringing to us. And then immediately the situation is different. The person is more open in that situation, and then feel secure that even can share some difficult things, because on the other side, in this case mentor or me, is not someone who will criticize, but who will say, okay, it's happening, it's a normal, let's see what we can gain from that situation. So that is one of the examples. Right now, who is really inspiring me, and it's just happening the last few days, is Joni Mitchell. And I'm a little bit shocked by that, because maybe you will expect, and there are some persons from business world that also inspired me, but just in the last 7 days, Joni Mitchell is such a huge inspiration. And it was by, let's say, one situation that in one evening I just heard again one of her songs that I didn't hear for a long time, and it was so beautiful. Then I start to read some interview with her and some other things, and she said something that is such inspiration. She said, today people said that it's important to follow the rules and to have a discipline and to work hard. And she said, but I don't agree with that. That's not enough. You have to be creative. You have to be brave. You have to feel what is your that you have to put in society, and then all others will follow. Because if you just following someone to have success, then it's like shallow success. So she inspired me with her words and with her music and with her songs. So she's inspiration right now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.